Slowly try to come back. If you wish to be in that state, continue meditating. You can, or else slowly bring your attention back. Start to sense your body. Bring awareness to your surroundings. Slowly unlock your fingers and place them over eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. Now let us convey a deep gratitude to all the masters. Gratitude and love to our body, your soul, and gratitude to Mother Earth. Whenever you're ready, masters, you can open your eyes and please have some water. Thank you so much for joining. So let us soon enter into our book, The Beautiful Adventure Journey, Celestine Prophecy. So we are in the third insight. So third insight, it's a bit lengthy. So still we are discussing about the third insight masters. So to give a brief of what last session happened is, so James, he's in Incessant Gardens, and I met Sarah. So they are trying to see the energies of plants. And in this journey, James met Marjorie. So Marjorie, she is also exploring those energies for plants, and also met Professor Hans, who is a micronutritionist by profession. And yes, so in this we got to know about how the plants are and the energy food gives strength and gives proper efficiency to our body. And in this way, the Marjorie and James happened to get attracted by Marjorie, but she stepped back and she discussed about all this to Sarah. And Sarah has explained the energy changes, how it affects our energy field, the thoughts, how it affects our energy field. Now coming into this today's session, so Sarah was about to share about the plants and to explore. So so many people they saw coming out from the metal building. So this struck James totally fantastic. So Sarah said, let's come, let's see the energies of plants. So this struck James totally fantastic, but before he could comment, they were distracted by several people coming out of the metal building. Time now for the energy projections, Sarah said. You will want to see this? They followed 4 young men, apparently students, to a plot of corn. As they walked closer, James realized that the plot was made up of 2 separate subplots, each about 10 feet square. The corn in one was about 2 feet high. In the other, the plants were less than 15 inches. The 4 men walked to the plot containing the taller corn, then sat down, each on one of the corner of the plot facing inward. On cue, they all seemed to focus their eyes on the plants. The late afternoon sun shone from behind, bathing the plot in soft amber light. At the woods beyond remained dark in the distance. The plot of corn and the students were against all the most black background. This is perfect, Sarah said. Look, can you see that? They are projecting their energy onto the plants. but James could detect nothing. Now Sarah said, "Squat down, lower then, and focus on the space between the people and the plants." For a moment, James thought he saw a flicker of light, but concluded it was just an after image, or his eyes playing tricks on him. He tried several more times to see something, then gave up. Sarah patted on his shoulder and said, "Don't worry about it. The first time is the most difficult. It usually takes some experimenting with the way you focus your eyes." She continued saying this, that they found sunrise and sunset are the best times to conduct these experiments, and asked him to come next day morning. So they decided to meet on the hill at 6 in the morning, early in the morning, and James back to the lodge. So he went to the dining hall for dinner and met Will. So Will was waiting there. Will was having conversation with Professor Hans, a casual discussion. So James shared about his experiment and how he failed to see the energies to both to Will and Professor Hans. Then Professor Hans said, "The reality of it is new to everyone. But the interesting thing is that this energy is what science has always been looking for. Some common stuff underlying all matter. Since Einstein particularly, physics has sought a unified field theory. I don't know if this it is or not, but at the very least, this manuscript has stimulated some interesting research. What would it take for science to accept this idea?" So James' question. So why the science is not accepting these ideas? "A way to measure it," Hans explained. "The existence of this energy is not that foreign actually. Karate masters have talked about an underlying chi energy responsible for their seemingly impossible stunts of breaking bricks with their hands and of being able to sit in one place unmoved with 4 men trying to push them over. And we have all seen athletics make spectacular moves, twisting and turning, hanging in the air in the ways that defy gravity. It's all the result of this hidden energy that we have access to. Of course, it won't really be accepted until more people can actually see it themselves." So when James asked whether Professor Hans has had experienced these energies, because he is explaining in a beautiful way and also he is in research, so James was trying to get insight, so how to see the energies. So then Professor said, "It really depends on what I have eaten." I repeat it, masters. So it really depends on what I have eaten. Well, the people around here who readily see these energy fields, eat mostly vegetables. And they usually eat only those highly potent plants they have grown themselves. He pointed ahead to the food bar. This is some of it. Though they serve some fish and fowl for old guys like me who are addicted to meat. But if I force myself to eat differently, yes, I can see something. Old habits. Old habits die hard. So James moved. So this what about Professor Hans said about he's having old habits and old habits die hard. So this he explained to James, and James moved forward and he ordered only vegetables. The three joined a larger table. So Professor Hans and James, they had a larger table, joined at larger table of guests and talked casually for an hour. So later James and Will walked to their rooms. On the way, James asked Will whether he has seen these energies fields. So he's so curious, right? So James, so Will smiled and nodded as usual. So as James' room had no phone, so lodge attendant assured him that someone would knock on the door by 5 a.m. sharp. So James, okay, and he was relaxing. So James lay down for a few minutes, recollecting all his experience of that day, and understood the reason behind Will's silence, because Will didn't explain how he experienced those energies. So James then thought that Will wanted me to understand third insight in my own way. So maybe the next morning, James heard someone banging on the door. It was 5 a.m. James said, "Thank you." So it was the lodge attendant. And thank you, and looked out the small frame window. The only sign of morning was a pale glow of light towards the east. He got ready and ate only fruit and hurried outside. Strands of fog drifted across the grounds and clung to the distant meadows. So this is he's what explaining how the weather is, how the climate is on that day. Songbirds called one another from the trees. As he walked away from the lodge, the very top of the sun reached the horizon towards the east. The color was spectacular. The sky was a deep blue above the bright peach horizon. Wow. So James arrived at the knoll 15 minutes early, so he sat down and leaned against the trunk of a large tree, fascinated by the web of gnarled branches growing out above his head. In a few minutes, he heard someone walking towards him along the path, and he looked that way, expecting to see Sarah, because they both, Sarah and James, planned to meet at the hilltop, right? So instead, he saw someone, a stranger, a man in his mid-40s. Now, let's continue the rest in next session. And who is the man? So what's the purpose of him to meet James? I'll see in the next session, masters. So coming to the takeaways from this, what I understood, it's about, yes, Professor Han said about the old habits, but we can overcome. This is where meditation helps us. Just we want to know the truth, and also change the way we think in. So the right way of eating food, what is the right way to our body. And yes, we have the ability, we have access in us to explore these, to see these energies. Yes, I will share my experience in next session. So this is, and importance of eating vegetables and fruits, and having these energy related foods. So if we eat the right way, the right food, then definitely, more than seeing the universal energies, I think that we can know what's the true self is, know our capabilities and abilities. Yes, we all have access into different dimensions. We have different dimensions in us. We can access to the dimensions. So thank you so much for listening and being part of this great story. If at all you want to share, masters, anything, you can unmute yourself. Thank you for the messages. Mamtaji, yes, you can unmute yourself.
Namaste, Sharadaji.
Namaste, Mamtaji.
Namaste, Masters. The meditation was as usual.
Mamtaji, your voice is a bit wavering, so maybe.
Is it clear? Is it okay?
Now a bit, yes. You continue. If it I will let you
know. Okay.
Yeah.
The meditation was so blissful as usual. I enjoy the meditation, and it makes so the experience of blissfulness. So it was so beautiful.
Still, Mamtaji, you're still it's not little disturbing. No, we are unable to hear you, Mamtaji.
Mamtaji, can you try to log off and log in again onto the meeting, please? Maybe it works.
I'm not audible now.
No, still Mamtaji can't.
Is it not audible now?
Wear headphones, Mamtaji.
Okay.
So in the meanwhile, sir, if you want to share, can say.
Sharda Garu. So another beautiful group meditation, and as well the insight, part of the insight that came through. This is something we learned, although we have many experiences like that, being close to nature and feeling them, feeling the energies. However, most astonishing was when we read these Anastasia books. And then in that as well, Anastasia speaks a lot about this energy and even greater information on the intelligence of nature and the intelligence of plants. And then when I read the Celestine prophecy, I could see how much it is important for each one of us to connect to the nature, to be conscious about the energies that are existing in nature, because becoming conscious of those energies is very, very transforming to one's own integration of those energies. So wonderful, very curious, and looking forward to the upcoming information for these Insight 3 and then the other ones. Thanks a lot, Shardagar.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Yes, I heard about Anastasia book, but still I need to.
Yes, it's beautiful as well. Yeah.
Definitely, I will go through this. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, Madhvi garu.
Good morning, Sharda Garu. The meditation was so nice. I slept again, actually. I woke
That's
up.
good.
It's so nice in the morning.
Thank you.
I woke up so early because this book even I'm reading and I want to understand, because when I'm reading this book, I didn't understand actually. So then I started reading again. Yeah, maybe I should read it a bit slow and try to understand. And then I thought that whenever I see the posture, I feel that, okay, let me join and listen. Yeah, it's very beautiful how you explained how we connect and how the nature is giving us the information and the guidance and all. Yes, I feel also with the nature. Yes, I'm too much connected with it.
Yeah, you say that you are once I remember that you know about plants and you connect much with the plants too. So how from the roots you said on that day. So how do you connect?
Yes, I mean I'll talk to the plants actually, like a human being. When I sow a seed, from the seed on, I try to talk and as if it is communicating me. And it also sometimes I feel that when it is not blossoming or when it is not growing properly, it is conveying me that I'm not taking care, and it's conveying me that sufficient nutrients are not there. Like as if somebody is talking. You need to experience that actually.
Yeah.
If you be on the longer run, I mean, if you are more into the plants and be in the nature, then you understand automatically. Even if I try to say, maybe you cannot get connected, but you have to just try it yourself. Like talk to that plant. Take any plant, whichever you like it, like a flowering plant or the fruiting plant, and then try to talk to that plant every day. Oh, it nourishes so good. Especially my jasmine flower. It is actually in Germany. It's very cold here. Even though I have a winter garden, the sunlight is not sufficient for the jasmine tree. But the jasmine plant has grown so much. It's like a bush. It has grown so much. When it is blossoms, I'll show you that. It gives a very intense smell, like the fragrance. And it shows that how much love you have given it to me. See, look at this, how I'm spreading it. It is trying to tell that. And that kind of a communication, yeah, I could understand that. So I feel that the nature is very good, actually. When you are in nature, you learn so much there. And yeah, yesterday I was talking to the one earthworm as well. And I was plucking because now the spring started. And there was such a big earthworm. And when we are plucking it, then it might got hurted or it might got disturbed. Then it came out. And then I was telling, I'm very, very sorry, because I might have killed all your relatives or somebody, because I was a biological student. And the nervous system, especially for earthworm, we need to dissect. And that was very, very delicate, actually, earthworm is. We used to dissect that. And without punching, without punching, I used to dissect. And now I could able to say sorry to that earthworm. Because all these years, I never understood that I was killing that animal. And now I understood that. And I spoke to that earthworm, and I could see it in my dream today. The earthworm, how it was communicating me, actually. I was like, oh my God, Madhavi, this is not, you are in a fantasy world. Don't do that, I thought.
No, this is what,
that much,
this
yeah.
is what Professor Han said. We have to trust. We have to
Yes,
trust
it's
our
trying
curious.
to, I mean, that earthworm is trying, in my dream, actually, the earthworm is trying to squirrel around me, and it is trying to tell that I love you, just like, just hugging it. And I was like, oh, it is so slimy you are. Then with that feeling, I just woke up. Sorry, I have a little cough. Yeah, I'll just go and mute. Thank you so much, Sarada
Thank
garu.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your experience sharing. And I guess, and I think you are already in third insight now. You understood the third insight. Thank you. Yes, Mamtaji, now you can unmute. Is that fine?
Namaste, Sharadaji. Am I
Now,
audible?
yes, clearly now.
Namaste, Masters. The meditation was so soothing. And I was very happy to hear the experience of Madhviji. It was so beautiful. And in my childhood, also, I used to play with the ants and the other, the insects that go on the floors like that on the wall. I used to disturb and I used to do some naughty things with those. I used to play with that. And still back from 5-10 years back also, I used to do the same thing. I was not knowing about the non-interference so deeply. So now I am so aware, and I say hi to those ants, and I tell welcome to my house, and it goes side to the, and it won't disturb in the center of the floor. It naturally, it goes to the side of the floors. So it won't disturb anyone. It goes in that line, and it is a beautiful experience for me to share. See, they react, they respond to us. They won't react. Yes, they respond to us when we give love to them. They can understand, they can feel. So this was a beautiful experience for me still now. And I used to hit the cockroach. I used to get somewhat I think there was a pleasure, means some satisfaction. I don't know what type of it, but I used to get when I hit the cockroaches. Nobody used to do that thing. Everybody used to call to me to hit the cockroach. So I used to do that. Then now I speak with the lizards also. I used to feel something discomfort with the lizards. Now I speak to them also. And I speak to the cockroach and told some cockroaches, because I'm not ready to hit you and I'm not ready to disturb you. As you have your life and as you have your world, and the same way I have my world. So please don't disturb in my house. And I requested that cockroaches few times. Now there are no cockroaches in my house.
Wow.
So these were the small instances that the changes comes naturally within us. I used to not to pressurize that what are my negatives. I have to change myself. I used to not judge myself also. Just I was concentrated on my self-love. And naturally, this all comes naturally. So what are the natural things happens? It will be so beautiful. And wisdom sharing what you told, and that one, there are so many paths for each and every one. That was the highlight for me. That was the greatest lesson for me today. And I read some wordings, what I written.
Oh, yeah. Yes, please.
We will always receive an answer to our prayers. This is the promise from the universe. Answers may be loud and clear, or other times is a quiet whisper. If we are waiting for the answers, be still. We can get the guidance. And if we are patient, we will hear the messages in time. We have to be in our determination, move on in our paths. We are in the right direction. Don't let doubt make you surrender. Remain steady and continue to move forward. Spend time in quiet meditation. This helps us to connect with our inner voice. So this is the beautiful lesson every day I get. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, universe.
Thank you so much, Mamtaji, for delivering this message. Means whenever you read, I felt like you are singing. So it's so soothing. Thank you so much. And the message was so sweet and so wonderful. They're very true. And so when we calm ourselves, definitely we can hear our inner voice. So it guides us. Thank you so much, Mamtaji. Thank you.
Mamtaji, even I wanted to say that especially with the ants, even I have a very good bonding. Actually, I used to observe the ants very a lot actually, because they're so consistent, and they work throughout the day, and the ant hills, and they're so coordinated and all. And when you were saying that, when you were talking about the ants, they go sideways, and I used to put some sugar for them to make them in a line, or to make them to go not in the middle, so that we don't stamp and kill the ants. But we used to put it in the sideways, so that they just stick to the sideways, and they followed it. And I observed it for a long time. Even though if I don't put the sugar, they used to follow that line actually. So then I thought that, oh my God, all these ants were listening to me.
And
I could correlate this when you were experiencing that.
Yes, and I used to put turmeric also. In the outside in summer, no, in our India, in the summer, in some small holes also in the floor, it comes out. And at the time, I put turmeric also. And after a few minutes, it all vanishes. I don't know where it goes, but it will be not there.
I could correlate with your experience with mine too. Yeah, thank you so much. That reminded me in the childhood days.
Yes.
Thank you both, sharing for such a beautiful and sweet experiences with ants. Thank you, Master. So anyone would like to share, you can unmute, or else we can meet in the evening. Okay, thank you so much. Let's meet, let's know more about this insight next week. So is there any announcement from your side, or shall we end the session?
So one new session is going to start from tomorrow, Sharadaji. So it's with one of the groups here in Frankfurt. They are interested to get through Untold Story of Sita book. So Madhu would be starting from tomorrow these sessions. They're going to be in the evening. Details will be reposted in the Beam family WhatsApp groups. So anyone interested to re-listen and connect to Mata Sita's wisdom are free to join. There is a registration link as well that will be posted. So these are again free sessions, and they would be done on a different Zoom link. So,
Great.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, masters who are please want to listen. So how many times we go through this book, Untold Story of Sita, gives so many insights, even deeper understanding. So thank you so much. Thank you, Swarna Garu. So namaste all. Have a great time. Thank you.